Hey, welcome to this lovely sequence. I decided to do this sequence because the other week when I was on my mat, I found that I was just wanting to do lots of twists within my own practice. And then I kind of took a step back and thought, oh my God, twists are amazing for de-stressing. So maybe I felt stressed without even realising. So I thought I'd do a lovely sequence for you, which is all about twisting, which helps detoxify the body and de-stress. It's also, twisting is also a great one for the spine. So yoga is all about the spine. The spine is the foundation of youth. So the more that we can keep the spine supple, flexible, the healthier and younger we will feel. Even though I still buy lots of expensive face creams, yoga is the answer. So basically you might be aware that we've got a natural curve in our spine. It's like an S shape. The top, as we get older, we tend to hunch over because that's the way our spine naturally goes. So everything in yoga is about the top of the spine, pulling it back, pulling the shoulders back, going against the natural curve, because as we want to try and keep it as straight and as natural to the natural curve as we possibly can. The lower back, you'll know, there's kind of like a little curve, archway, like a bridge at the lower spine. So when we're kind of doing things cat-cow, we think about pushing the spine out that way, so it's going against, again, the natural curve. So when we think about twists, we want to make sure that we're elongating the spine as much as we can to create space in between the vertebrae before we actually twist. And twists all come from the top of the spine. So we try and keep the trunk and the lower half facing forward or wherever we are, and then the twist comes more in the upper spine, okay? So we're kind of wringing the body out in a way, so we're trying to keep the lower half still, and as if you were squeezing a towel, squeezing the top of a towel, I suppose. So let's start on the floor. We're going to start on the floor, and we're going to start with a 3-part breath, which is really good for grounding you and bringing you into the present moment. So just lay on the floor with your feet out as wide as the mat, palms facing up. I'm just going to come and sit up and guide you through this while you're laying on the floor. So I just want you to close your eyes and bring awareness to your natural breath. And then when you're ready, just take your hands and place them on your belly. And as you inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose, just feel the rise and fall of the belly. As you inhale, feel the belly get bigger and bigger. And as you exhale, feel the belly become smaller, grounding down into the floor. As you inhale, feel the expansion, and as you exhale, just feel the belly lower to the floor. And then take your hands and place them on the outside of your ribs. And as you inhale, feel the ribs get wider and wider. And as you exhale, feel the ribs get smaller, everything grounding down into the floor. On the inhale, feel the expansion, and on the exhale, just feel the ribs coming closer together. Just inhaling and exhaling through the nose with no strain. And then when you're ready, just take your hands and place them on your chest. And as you inhale, feel the chest rise. And as you exhale, feel the chest lower, grounding down into the floor. On an inhale, feel the expansion. And on an exhale, just feel everything becoming smaller and smaller. Just take a few breaths here, in through the nose and out through the nose. And then take one hand on the chest and one hand on the belly. And as you inhale through the nose, feel the breath from bottom to top. So feel the belly get bigger, the ribs get bigger, the chest get bigger. And as you exhale, exhale from top to bottom, chest getting smaller, ribs getting smaller, belly getting smaller, breathing that air out of the belly. On the inhale, feel the expansion of the belly, the ribs, the chest. And as you exhale, feel it lower from the chest to the ribs to the belly. And just do a few breaths here in your own time. Feeling the expansion as you inhale and everything becoming smaller as you exhale. Remember, in this yoga sequence, you don't want to feel any pain. You just want everything to flow. You want your breath to feel at ease. If at any time your breath feels strained, you're pushing yourself too far. We will breathe a few rounds in each pose, and then your body, because you're telling it you're relaxed and safe, will just automatically go a little bit deeper. Okay, so in your own time, just take the hands back down by your side. And before we come up, I just want you to think about your spine here. So bring your feet, so your knees are bent and they're pointing up towards the ceiling. And just have the spine in its natural curve. So you can see the shoulders are a little bit off the floor because they're curving away towards the ceiling. And if you just take your hand, you'll feel you've got a little bit of a curve, a little bit of a gap on the mat of your lower spine. So let's just think about the top spine at the minute. So just roll the shoulders back and then just bring the chin so that there's a straight line of your neck on the mat. So you don't want your chin to be too low, so you want it to be so there's a real straight line with your spine from where your head touches the mat to the top of your spine. So the shoulders are back touching the mat, and you just want the chin to kind of be gazing up to the ceiling. And then we come to the lower spine. So for the lower spine, what you need to do is you want to try and create the lower spine so it's touching the mat. So we do that by just gently tucking our tailbone. If you don't know what that means, just gently try and rock your bum just gently up towards the ceiling. So it's your stomach is coming and your belly button is coming down on towards the mat. And that means you can feel that the lower back is now touching the mat. Here on the mat is what is seen as a straight spine. So when we're standing, this is the alignment we're trying to look for. So we're trying to create the shoulders back, so we're creating a straight spine in the top of our back. And in our lower back, we're tucking the tailbone just slightly, not massively, not so the bum comes off, but just so the lower spine is straight as well. So we're trying to create the spine to be nice and straight and elongating the spine. Okay, so that just helps give you a little bit of guidance of what I'm looking for when we're in standing postures. And I will try and take you through that. So from here, you roll over onto your right side and just push yourself up into a lovely seated position. So from here, let's think of the top of the spine. So roll the shoulders back. Imagine there's a piece of string pulling you through the top of your head, so you can really feel you lengthening your spine, and visualize the space in between the vertebrae and keeping the chin sort of parallel to the floor. And that's the top of the spine, nice and straight. So from here, just close your eyes and take a few breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Just bring awareness to everything that's touching the floor. So bring awareness to your bum, your feet. And bring awareness to your hands touching your knees. As you just inhale and exhale in through the nose and out through the nose. As you inhale, try and feel that lift in the spine. Try and lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, just soften the shoulders away from your ears. Just try and soften the whole body. Feel yourself grounding down into the mat. As you inhale, feel the length in the spine. And as you exhale, just feel the weight of your body on the mat. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Okay, from here we're going to take our palms and reach them out by our side. And on an inhale, we lift the arms up and we stretch our arms. Imagine someone's pulling our arms up towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, just try and relax the shoulders away from the ears, grounding down into the floor, feeling the feet touch the floor. On an inhale through the nose, really stretch up out of the waist, stretch the fingers, feel the length in the waist. And as you exhale, just try and relax your whole body, soften your face, soften everything. This time as we inhale, as we exhale, bring the right arm behind you and place your left arm on your right knee. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, take the head to look behind your right arm. Just take a breath here. And then as you inhale, really lift up out of the waist. Strength, really stretch the spine. And as you exhale, turn the neck to look over the right arm, the right shoulder. Take a breath here. As you inhale, as you exhale, you might be able to squeeze just a little bit more. And then as you exhale, just release that background. And then turn the palms again. On an inhale, lift your arms up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, relax the shoulders away. As you inhale, really lift up out of the waist, really stretch the hands up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, relax and soften, really feel the bum grounding down into the floor. This time as you inhale, as you exhale, drop your left arm behind you and put your right hand on your left knee, still facing forward. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, twist the head to look over your left shoulder. Just take a few breaths here. As you inhale, really lift the spine. As you exhale, just really feel a twist in the top of the spine, really looking over that left shoulder. As you inhale, as you exhale, you might be able to twist just a little bit more. Inhale, and on an exhale, just gently turn. Just roll the shoulders because I love a nice shoulder roll. Okay, from here, we're going to go into cat-cow. So So from here we're going to go into cat-cow. So your wrists need to be underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, and just trying to keep a neutral spine. So just engage the core, lifting the belly button up towards the spine, rolling the shoulders back, creating length between the shoulders and the neck. As you inhale, think about the upper spine. So you're dropping the belly, but you don't want to be putting any compression in the lower spine. It's more about lifting, rolling the shoulders away from the ears and lifting, really extending that upper spine. Feeling the stretch in the upper part of your back. Alright, so from here, we need to press down with your hands, your feet, everything that's grounding down into the mat. Really engage with what's on the floor. Engage your core muscles, so bring the belly button towards the spine and roll the shoulders back so you're creating space in between the neck and the shoulders. As you inhale here, think about extending the upper spine. So it's not about compressing the lower back here and dropping and creating a compression in the lower spine. This is more about creating space in the upper spine. And then as you exhale, think about arching the lower spine. Really pushing that natural curve in the opposite direction, looking up towards your belly. Then as you inhale, drop the shoulders away from your ears and really stretch up, feeling the stretch in the upper spine. And as you exhale, drop the eyes, looking back towards your belly, really thinking about that lower spine, pushing it out. And then just do a few with your own breath as you inhale to look up and exhale to look back. And then from here, come back into neutral spine. From here, we're going to take the right hand and we're going to do a gentle twist as we twist the right hand through. If you can, drop the right shoulder and the right ear. And just take a few breaths here. You might want to close your eyes. Just feeling the rise and fall. And then just gently come up. And then take the left arm and take it through in the opposite direction. If you can place your left shoulder and left cheek on the mat, that's brilliant. Trying to make sure you're keeping the hips as straight as possible. As you inhale and exhale through the nose. And then come back to neutral spine. From cat-cow, you need to really press your hands into the mat. I want you to tuck the toes under. I want you to bring the bum back towards your heels. And as you inhale, lift up into downward dog. This might be the first time your hamstrings have woken up, so just maybe pedal it out. So by pedaling it out, I mean just bringing the heels back down on towards the mat. And from here, bend the knees and just really try and bring that chest back towards your thighs. It's about creating length in the spine. Make sure the space. And as you exhale, try and see if you can take your heels down onto the mat. Let's take a few breaths here. If you need to put a bend in the knee, that's absolutely fine. Really pressing down with the hands, especially the thumb and the index finger.
Basically, anyone who said you might have had a problem.
Really pressing down with the thumb and the index finger. From here, just gently bring your hands in between your feet, and then we're going to come up. So we're just going to go into a gentle sun salutation now, but I'm just going to do a slight variation so we can do a little bit of twisting as we go through. So come with your feet hip width apart. Really press the feet into the mat. Feel about really feeling that mat with your feet, your big toe, your little toe and your heels, and then just have a softness in the knees. And then I just want you to find that neutral spine in the lower spine. So like we did when we were on the floor, just tuck the bum under just gently, and you can just feel that you're creating more of a straight spine in your lower back. And then engage the core and bring the shoulders back, and think about your chin being parallel to the floor. And then just imagine someone's pulling you with a piece of string. They've got your spine and they're pulling you, so you can really visualize the space in the vertebrae. And then roll the palms back, bend your knees, and as you inhale, really lift up towards the ceiling. Really thinking about that alignment of the spine, trying to keep it nice and straight. As you inhale, lift up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, relax the shoulders away from your ears. As you inhale, lift to the sky, lift out of the waist, and as you exhale, just feel everything grounding down into the mat. So as you inhale, you're trying to create more space between your feet and your hands by pressing down with your feet and really pulling up with your hands. And just close your eyes and take a few breaths here. And as we inhale one more time, as we exhale, we bend from the hips, trying to keep that lovely straight spine. And then we just drop our head and drop our arms and just hang, just taking a few breaths here. Feeling the rise and fall of the belly. As you inhale, feel the back expand. As you exhale, just feel everything becoming heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Just really feeling the lovely stretch down the back of the legs. Yeah. And down the, really releasing out the spine. From here, bend the knees, really place the palms of your hands on the mat. And then take your left leg back into a low lunge. If that's too much for you, you can drop the knee. If that's too much for you, you can drop the knee. And just take a few breaths here, thinking about creating space in between the shoulders and the ears. Really pressing that heel back down towards the mat. From here, press the hands into the mat and take the right foot back into a lovely downward dog. Take a few breaths here. From here, you can drop down onto your knees if you're not already on your knees. From here, you can drop down onto your knees, or you can just come into a gentle, come into a plank. can either go onto your knees and come down onto the floor, really keeping the arms by your body. Or from downward dog, you can come into plank, lower the hands and come onto the floor. From here, really press everything down that's touching the floor. The hands, roll the shoulders back. And on an inhale, roll the shoulders back. Just think about really extending that upper spine. As you inhale, feel the rise and fall of the belly. Really press the thighs together. And then exhale down. Tuck the toes under. Either come back up onto your knees and then come back up into downward dog. Or from cobra, you can just go straight up into downward dog. And just pedal that out to release the hips. As you inhale, lift the hips up towards the sky. And as you exhale, try and take the heels back down towards the floor. And from here, drop the knees and take the left leg up. So we're in a lovely lunge. Try and make sure the ankle's in line with the knee. Really press down into the mat with your foot, your knee and your back foot. Roll the shoulders back and just gently tuck the bum so you're feeling that pelvic tilt, trying to keep the spine straight. And just take a few breaths here, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And then in an inhale, we're going to take the arms up towards the ceiling. Really feeling that length in the spine. And then we're going to take the hands and place them on the right hand side of the left foot. Really press the hands into the mat. And then take your left hand and just gently take it as you do a gentle twist to look up towards your left hand. As you inhale, feel the rise and fall of the belly as you're inhaling and exhaling. This time on the inhale, as you exhale, just take your neck to look up at your left hand. This time as you inhale, as you exhale, you might be able to twist a little bit more with that left shoulder and your neck. Really feeling that lovely twist. And then gently bring the hand back to the mat. Tuck the toes under so you're in a low lunge. Just feel that lovely stretch. If that's too much for you, you can drop the knee back down. Just feeling that nice stretch, the top of the thigh. And then place the hand so the foot is in the middle of both hands. Bend the knees and bend your knees and bring yourself back up into a standing position. And bring your palms together. And just take a few inhales here and exhaling. Let's not forget the exhales. Okay. And just take a few inhales here and exhaling. Let's not forget the exhales. Okay. Again, let's think about our alignment. Sorry, I'm always just pulling my trousers up. Okay, so from here, hips width apart. Sorry, feet hip width apart. Think about tucking the tailbone under, so just ticking the bum slightly, taking the curve out of the lower spine, engaging the core, rolling the shoulders back and away from your ears and keeping the chin parallel to the floor. Take a few breaths here. And then on the inhale, we take the palms out, so the palms are facing the side. We bend our knees and we reach up towards the ceiling. As we inhale, reach up towards the sky. As we exhale, relax the shoulders away from our ears. As we inhale, really feel that lift out of the waist. As we exhale, feel everything grounding down into the floor. As you inhale, visualize the vertebrae having more space in between them. And as you exhale, just soften the body, soften your face. This time on the inhale, as we exhale, we drop. We bend from our hips, not our waist, trying to keep that line, that straight spine. And then we gently drop our head. Everything feels so heavy, our head, our shoulders. As we inhale, we feel the expansion of our back. And as we exhale, we feel everything becoming heavier and heavier. Taking a few lovely breaths. And if you open your eyes, you'll probably surprise yourself that you've managed to get deeper and closer to the floor. This time, now bend your knees, place both hands, really press them into the mat. This time, take the right leg and take yourself down into a lovely low lunge. If that's too much for you, drop the knee. Try and think about creating space in the neck, pressing that heel back towards the mat. Really feeling that lovely stretch down the right hand side of the front leg. Close your eyes and just listen to the sound of your breath as you inhale and exhale. And from here you can either drop both knees and go up into downward dog, or you can lift the right foot and take the left foot to join and come into a lovely downward dog. Really stretching out that spine. You can pedal the legs out. Really press the hands in towards the mat. Try and rotate the shoulders away from your ears so you're creating nice space. As you inhale, lift your hips up towards the sky. And as you exhale, try and bring the heels back down on towards the mat. From here, you can either drop your knees and come down onto the floor, or you can come into a plank and then gently, keeping your arms by your side, come down onto the mat. And we're going to go into Cobra. So really press everything into the floor, your hands, your feet, your thighs. Roll the shoulders back. And this time as you inhale, lift. I didn't really place my bench in the right place, did I? Roll your shoulders back. And just take a few breaths here. This time inhale, and as you exhale, just try and turn your head over your left shoulder. And then just bring it back to center. As you inhale, and as you exhale, just gently look over your right shoulder. And then and then gently as you exhale, just come back down, place one cheek on the mat, and just relax and let that go. Cobra is quite an energising pose, it gets the heart beating. From here, place the hands on the mat, push yourself back up onto your knees, tuck the toes and come back into a lovely downward dog. And just take a few breaths here. If you don't want to be still and you feel like you need to move, pedal the toes out, do what feels nice for you, what you need to release. From here, drop the knees and take the right foot in between your hands. Release the leg out. And then come up. Really press down with your right foot and your knee and the back of your left foot that's on the floor. Really think about your foundation. Engage the core, tuck the bum under slightly, roll the shoulders back. So we're always thinking about that spine. Imagine someone's pulling you. Imagine somebody pulling you up with a piece of string. Really visualise the spine getting longer and longer. We're going to take the palms out and we're going to take our arms up towards the sky. As you inhale, really reach up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, relax the shoulders away from your ears. As you inhale, really feel that spine stretch. As you exhale, feel everything grounding down that's touching the floor. So as you inhale, you're really trying to feel the space between your legs and your fingers. Now take your hands and place them on the left-hand side of your right foot. Roll the shoulders away from your ears. Really press the left hand into the mat. And the right hand is just gently, we're going to start looking towards our right side. And take your right hand up towards the ceiling. As you inhale, and then as you exhale, just really try and twist and turn your neck to look up towards your hand. Take a few breaths here. As you exhale, you might be able to twist that a little bit more. Always thinking about twisting from the upper spine. And then just gently place the hands. Place the foot in between the hands. Take the back left leg. And just stay here for a while. If this is too much, you can drop the knee. And just really, really try and feel that lovely stretch down the front of the left leg. Trying to take the heel back towards the mat. Take a few breaths here. Close your eyes, listen to the sounds of your inhale and exhale. And then bring your left leg to join your right knee. And just come up into a standing position. And then just let that go. And just gently bring yourself on. Okay, so now we're on the floor. We're just going to do a more deeper stretch on the floor, and then we're going to release that with bridge before we go into a lovely guided relaxation. So just gently come to sitting with both legs straight, toes up towards the ceiling, and if you can, lift the heels off the floor. Amazing. Roll the shoulders back and just feel about that. Think about that length in the spine. Just take a few breaths here. And from here, relax the legs a little bit and just take the right leg, relax the legs here. Take the left leg, place the left leg over the right leg, and then just really press against the knee. Roll the shoulders back so you can just start to feel that you're pulling on your knee to help create a nice straight spine. From here, you're going to take the left hand and place it behind your back. And you're going to take the right hand, bend the elbow and place the elbow on the outside of the left knee. So the right elbow on the left knee. As you inhale, lift up out of the waist, creating length in the spine, trying to keep the foot on the floor grounded into the mat and your right foot up towards the ceiling. As you inhale, lift up out of the spine, and as you exhale, just turn the neck to look over that left shoulder. As you inhale, lift the spine. As you exhale, you might be able to twist that little bit more. As you inhale and exhale, feeling the rise and fall of the belly, really trying to press that left elbow against that right knee. Really trying to press that right elbow against that left knee. Then gently turn the neck to look towards the front. Let go of the right hand and the left hand and shake that out. So from here, bring the right leg in and cross the right leg over the left leg. Engage the left foot, pressing up towards the ceiling, and just pull on your knee just to help create a lovely straight back. From here, we take the right hand and we place it behind our back, and we take the left hand and the left elbow goes against the outside of the right knee. From here, inhale, feel the lift in the spine, and as you exhale, turn the head to look over the right shoulder. Really make sure you're keeping that left leg engaged and you're pressing your right elbow against your left knee. And just take a few breaths here, feeling the rise and fall of the belly. As you inhale, elongate the spine. As you exhale, just try and twist that little bit more. And then just gently bring the head back to centre and release that all out. From here, just gently come back onto your back, going one vertebrae at a time. Bring your feet as close to your bum as possible. Roll the shoulders back and try and place the hands on the floor so they're tucked near the heels. From here, really press down with the feet into the mat. Press the shoulders back. And as we inhale, we're going to lift the bum off the floor. Trying to keep the thighs, pressing the thighs back together. Really pushing that bum and hips up towards the ceiling. If you want to take it one step further, you can interlace your hands. Roll the shoulders under a little bit more. I'm just trying to create more of an arch through the chest. Take a few breaths here, just looking up towards the ceiling. Really press the feet into the mat. Trying to keep the thighs pressing together towards each other. And just take a few breaths here. Breathing into the chest, and then just gently release the shoulders Release the hands and bring the vertebrae, one vertebrae at a time, onto the floor. From here, just take your feet out a little bit wider than your hips and just place your knees together. This just helps neutralise the spine and bring it back to the natural position. Just take a breath and just let it all out. Just letting out all that badness and toxicness and stress we've just twisted out of our body. Because the twist's really good at massaging and squeezing all those internal organs. So yoga not only makes you stronger and toned and more flexible, it actually does so much good for your insides that are probably a hell of a lot more important than how we look. Okay, so from here, I just want you to take your feet hip width apart, really flex the feet out. Take your palms, so their palms are facing up towards the ceiling, and you want your hands to be 45 degrees out, and just relax and let it go. Just close your eyes and bring awareness to your natural breath. I'm going to come up and take you into a guided relaxation. So if you don't want to do the relaxation, you can just gently just give yourself a little bit of a lower back massage, rolling the back from side to side, and then gently come up into a seated position. But if you want to go into the guided relaxation, then when we come into Shavasana, this is where you get all the benefits of the work that we've just done. So you stay lying on the floor, and I'm just going to come up and take you into a lovely guided relaxation. So just imagine the sun in the sky, and the warm sun is beaming down on your body. Imagine the sun touching your feet, the warmth of the sun on your right foot, your right toe, your right big toe, and then the warmth of the sun moves to your left foot and your left big toe and your left little toes, and then the sun moves up to your calves and your shins, the front of your right thigh, the back of your right thigh, the front of your left thigh, the front of your left thigh, the back of your left thigh. The sun moves up to your stomach. You feel the warmth on your chest, and then the glow of the sun moves to your right shoulder and your left shoulder as they relax away from your ears. And then you feel the sun on your right hand, your right thumb, your right fingers. And then it moves to your left arm, your left hand, your left thumb, and your left fingers. You feel the sun on your face, between your eyes where you're holding the tension on your forehead. And the warmth of the sun moves to your jaw as you relax all the tension that you're holding in your jaw and your eyes. And your whole body is just relaxing, and all your muscles are melting away. then bring awareness back to the sound of my voice. Bring awareness back to your hands and your fingers. And bring awareness back to your toes and your feet. And in your own time, you might just want to give them a little bit of a wiggle. And just start to gently move your body from side to side. And then in your own time, just gently bring the knees. Just gently bring the knees in towards your body and just give yourself a nice, gentle hug. And roll onto one side and just push yourself up into a seated position. So to finish, we're just going to do the calming breath, and we're going to do 3 rounds and then finish our sequence. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In your own time, just take a deep breath in and then let it out through the mouth. One more time, inhale in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Thank you so much for sharing this sequence with me. I've absolutely loved it, and I hope it's taught you a little bit more about alignment and that you feel de-stressed and you've found your calm. All right, have a lovely day or a lovely evening, and I'll see you soon.